Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be filming my February 2019 budget setup. I have here my Erin Condren monthly deluxe planner in the 7x9 size. And the kit that I'm going to be using is from Caffeinated Cait. So I did something a little different this month. For January, I didn't use anything other than these budget stickers, budget, I think they're called just the budget stickers from Planner Cait. I use this to track most of my spending. I do also have a spending tracker here, but we'll talk about that later. This time I have ordered Caffeinated Cait's monthly kit, and I also got her bill due stickers. So I'm going to try this for this month. I don't know if I'm going to like these bill due stickers for a couple of reasons. One is I have a pretty significant number of bills that we pay. And secondly, because it's going to take up quite a bit of space in these monthly boxes. And I like to use the budget stickers to track spending. So I'm going to try it this month, and then we're just going to see how it goes. I do like that some of them are auto pay stickers and some of them are not. And I did get 2 sheets just so I could have a good number of both of them, because some of our bills are on auto pay and some aren't. So I just wanted to make sure that I was going to have the right amount. So we'll give this a try and see how it goes. So I have the neutral version. I couldn't remember what that was called right there. So for my life planner, I have the colorful, and this one is the neutral. And the colorful is easier to line up these stickers, so we'll see how this goes. Kind of feel like it needs to cover up this section right here, but then if I do cover up that section, it goes a little close to the month dates there, but that's not too terrible, I guess. Let's go ahead and open this up so that I can make sure I get this one lined up. And I'm going to have the flag issue too, which I said in my last video that the colorful doesn't have that flag issue, so it's not really a big deal. Okay, that's not going to be straight. This is the first time I've had to worry about this. I've just watched other people do it on YouTube, and I'm like, oh, that doesn't look too terrible. However, it's not really that easy. I don't think that's too bad. Maybe there will be a flag in my, oh, wait, let's see. This is the rest of the budget kit stuff that I've got. Let's see if there's a flag in there. Those, that might work. Let's just wait. We'll wait and see. I love this washi right here. It's really pretty. So now I'm going to put down February 2019. I think I'm going to put it over here. Whoops. I'm going to be a hot mess today, I can tell. Nope. Don't like it there. Let's move it over here. Okay, that's pretty good. So oh, these are a different shape. These are a different shape than, I'm going to zoom you guys in a little bit so you can see. See how they're kind of squared off in the corner right there? well, I might need some tweezers for this. I don't have any tweezers down here. Let's see how that goes. I actually like the way that that looks. The planner Cait ones are not squared off like that. Let's see if this works better. But I kind of like how that looks because it's pretty easy to line it up. Interesting. Okay, so I am going to speed up the video while I put the rest of these down so that you don't have to painstakingly watch me do this. Okay, so I got the date covers down. It definitely is easier to just flip the planner around and do it upside down. So I would definitely recommend that. I like the way that looks. Now, it does come with a lighter color pink of the other dates, so I could mark the 1st and the 2nd and the 27th through the 31st if I wanted to. However, I don't think at this point that I'm going to do that. So I really do like the way that this looks. I'm going to go ahead and mark paydays next, I think. So let's see. We'll have one here. We'll have one, oops, here. Here. I am working this month, so I should have a payday here. And then probably on the 1st or the 2nd, but I won't mark that right now since that will be in March. So I'm going to go ahead and, let's see. I don't want to put all of these down right now, all these Bill Do stickers, because it'll take quite a bit of time. So I think I'll just go ahead and lay out a couple so you can see what they look like. To decide if I want to put them on the bottom. Yeah, they'll have to go on the bottom. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not sure how I'm going to like this, but I'm going to go ahead and give it a whirl just to see if it kind of helps me get a better view of like the big picture. And maybe it will. And maybe I'll decide that I really only need to do this like one time and then that will be good and I don't need to do it anymore. We'll see. We will see how this works for sure. I love these stickers. They're super pretty, and if I didn't use this monthly view to track my spending, then I don't think it would be as big of a deal at all. But if I can get that off there. I need to definitely bring some tweezers. to my craft area and my work area so that I can have them when I need them, because they would be really handy with these. Okay, so that's good for now, and I'll do the rest of those later. So the next thing I'm going to do is set up my budget page, which this is my budget page from January. I do it right before the monthly page starts, and I'm going to do that this time as well. So it will go right here. I'm going to have to flip back to my January page just to see exactly how I did this. I'm going to be using, let's see, what did I do? So this is a little bit different. Let's see, maybe I am picking the wrong one. This is the sinking funds. Oh, you know why this is different? I remember. Because when I actually ordered this January budget kit, it was for the 8.5 by 11 size, because at that time, that is the size planner, monthly planner that I was using for my budget kit, or my budget planner. But I decided that it was just too much. I just wasn't happy with that. So I went ahead and switched to the 7 by 9 size, but I had already had that kit, so I just went ahead and used it. So that is why it looks a little bit different. I remember now. I'm glad I remembered, because I thought I was gonna go crazy for a minute there. So let me lay down the February budget. I really like that there's a good amount of sticker shops now that are coming out with budget kits. I know Sarah Marie has one, and I also know Planner Cait, which I'm sure I would love the Planner Cait because I like most of her other stickers, but I'm really happy with the way that Caffeinated Cait has done them, and I'm going to use them for all of 2019, I think, just so I can have some continuity. So let's see, I'm gonna actually overlap that a little bit. And then I guess I didn't think about the fact that this is just gonna be a little bit different than what I did in January, since I actually have the appropriate sized kit now. But I think it'll be fine. I just need to figure out what I'm doing. Okay. Oops, something got on my planner right there. I don't know what that was. This is gonna be you guys in a little bit. Okay, that looks good. So how many paydays did I say we're gonna have? So I'm just going to put 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to keep referencing here. So I'm gonna put my husband's job, I'm gonna put his army retirement, and then I'm gonna put my job, since I'm gonna be working a little bit. I won't have a ton. It's just gonna be probably a few $100s, but you know, a few $100s is a few $100s. So now I'm gonna put my total strip right here. Try and get that lined up. I love the colors that Cait used for these. I've got my ruler. Let's see if I did an okay job lining them up or not. Not terrible. So I'm just going to draw my lines, and you totally don't have to do the lines if you choose not to. Let's see how I did it last time. have some things covered up that my husband's not comfortable with the entire world. Not that the entire world watches my YouTube channel, but there's some stuff that he just wants to keep private for a variety of reasons. One of which is, I know that some people would ask us for money if they knew how much money we made, and we just don't want to even go there. I'm going to go ahead and connect these as well. So I guess maybe I don't need to draw the lines on the actual stickers, just between them will work just fine, but that's okay. All right, so let's see. Next I did fixed expenses. So one of the benefits to the larger size planner is you have more lines, so you have more space. Let me see. I know how many lines I need, so. Yeah, it's totally gonna work fine. So how I did it for January is I just did my fixed expenses, and then I did variable expenses right next to it, and it totally worked fine. So I think I'm going to do that again. But I might leave one little, let's see. Oh, no, I'm not going to be able to. Maybe. The one thing that I wished that there was the, I'll show you, the checkbox to show that it's paid. I wish that there was that somewhere in here. So I guess I'll just leave a little bit of space right there, and then we'll see. Maybe I can mark it. We'll see how that goes. So this total right here will go, let me count again. Right here, I'll actually put it down one, just in case. I have one extra spot, just in case there's something that I didn't remember. I'll go ahead and connect my box right now before I put the variable expense total down. It's so nice to have these stickers versus actually having to draw everything out, which I have done before, but it's not super fun. I'd much rather be able to do it this way. So there's that, and then line this one up right here. Yeah, I think that's good. Excuse me. Go ahead and finish out my table. Oh, Shea Budgets is another one that has budget kits. So you can get them from Caffeinated Cait, Shea Budgets, Sarah Marie, Planner Cait. There's just a lot to choose from now, which is really nice because who doesn't like to have choices? I think that Caffeinated Cait is planning to cut back on her full-time job hours so that she can devote more time to her Etsy shop, and I think that's really cool, and I definitely want to support that if I can. Okay, so there is my income, and here's my expenses. So I kind of changed it a little bit. I went through my budget for January and went through, okay, which of these bills, if we had to change our budget in some way, like if our income changed and we needed to cut some bills, which ones could we cut? And so I've got my list of ones that are not going to change no matter what. You know, if something happens and our income changes, well, then we just have to get a new job because those have to be paid. And then I've got variable expenses that if something happened, like, okay, we could cancel DirecTV, we could cancel Hulu, we could cancel Netflix, Spotify, all those kinds of things. So I'm going to have 2 separate lists for February, which I think is going to be really nice. So I am going to go ahead and put one of these flags. I think it'll just, having the 2 lists like that, I think it'll just give us like a clearer picture of, okay, what does it take for us to survive? You know, right now we make a good wage, and, you know, my husband sacrifices a lot for his job, but we don't always want to do that. Like, that's not our plan to live like this forever. We, at some point, will likely not do this, and I'm not sure. Our plan was kind of to do this for 10 years, and we've been doing it for 2. So we'll just see. Oh, look at this, isn't quite as wide as that flag. Oh, well. So anyways, we'll just see, but this will help give us a clearer picture of what everything looks like. I'm going to zoom you guys back out. So we've got the budget page, and if you don't need this many lines in your budget, there is an extra sheet of washi that you could use. Actually, 3 strips. I forgot these are thin. So maybe I'll put one right here on the bottom. That'll look good if I can line it up. Okay, I have to flip it around this way. There we go. Yeah, that looks nice. So on to the next thing. So let's see what I did. Okay, so then I had my weekly check-in, which I have to do one more weekly check-in. I chose not to share weekly check-in videos with you guys, and I just decided that we might do it all at once at the end of the month. So you can see. So I'll probably be doing that later this week. So let's see. Now we've got, this is the spending tracker, which will go on this page. I thought that she said that Caffeinated Cait was going to be coming out with weekly check-ins. So maybe I just missed that and didn't order that part. Oh, because I'll have to look. Well, if that's the case, then that's definitely a bummer. Oh well, we're gonna make this work because I'm not gonna allow this to stumble me here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, so we'll have 4 weeks. We'll save that, we'll save that. I have this thin washi, so this works fine. So let's see. I like doing the weekly check-in because it just gives you, like, kind of keeps you on track. Oops. And I check, let's see, I do a weekly check-in for groceries, gas, weekend fund, household, and then unbudgeted. At this point, it might change a little, but currently that's what I'm doing. Okay, I'm just going to put this washi right here, and then I also like having the weekly check-in right next to my spending tracker, which was handy. So let's see. Let's do check-in. Then category. Spent. And then available. And then we've got one line for each, or I'm sorry, 5 lines for each week. So let me count. There's 1 week. Yeah, so I have enough space to be able to put a washi strip in between each week like I did last time, which I really liked. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in the months where there are 5 weeks, I need to do 5 weekly check-ins. I won't be able to put that washi like that, but for now, works just fine. So do you guys do weekly check-ins? Like, do you check in on your budget on a regular basis to see where your spending is at, so you know what areas you need to cut back on, or which areas you're over budget? If you do, drop me a comment and let me know what that looks like. The other question I have for you is, do you have a weekly budget meeting with your spouse, or do you do a monthly budget meeting? What does that look like? I'm always curious to know how other people do it, because maybe there's a better way than what we are currently doing. Let's see how I marked the bottom of that. Yeah, just like, okay. 3, 4, 5. And then, yeah, that looks good. I guess I could do this for totals, but I'm probably not going to do that. Let's see if this looks okay right here. No, I'll just leave the pink one. Okay, so there's that. So now I'm going to finish drawing my lines. One thing you have to remember about a budget is it looks different for everybody. So just however, you know, I budget doesn't necessarily have to be exactly how you do it. And even like, I follow some principles from Dave Ramsey, but like I pick bits and pieces of it that apply to our family, and that's totally okay. So that's the thing, is you have to figure out what makes a budget work for you, and then that's what you do. That's what you and your family do. Like, you might look at my budget and be like, oh, if you have debt, why are you even spending money on DirecTV or letting your kids do so many different activities? Why are you not just taking, you know, a year or 2 off from all of that stuff and paying off your debt? You know, you might look at it and say that, when I would look at it and say, well, because this is what works for our family, and I know that if we don't allow for some kinds of fun things like this, that we will not be able to stay on track with our budget. And you know, it's okay. It's totally okay for our budgets in the way that we budget to not look exactly the same. So, you know, and if you watch Shay budgets, well, you know, I know, and Shay has said this numerous times, that, you know, how she budgets is how she budgets, and maybe it wouldn't work for you, but that's what works for her and her husband, and that's totally fine. It's totally fine to not do it exactly the same way. And my husband and I have tried numerous different things. We've tried YNAB, we've tried, I think we tried Every Dollar, and I will say that mostly it's me that it doesn't work for, but for now, this really like, I'm having the most success with my budget the way that I've been doing it like this than I've had in a long time. So progress is good. I like progress. We still have a ways to go, and we're working on it, and that's okay. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw my quote yesterday that said something along the lines of baby steps are still progress. They're still helping you reach your goals, and that's just something that struck a chord with me, and I think that a lot of times we forget about that. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do for now. I'll go ahead and label these week 1. I'll have to look at the calendar and see what my weeks are going to entail. They don't all have to be the same, like, honestly, well, this month it'll actually probably work out because the week starts on a Friday. So I usually go Friday to Thursday. But like for January, Friday started on the 4th. So that first check-in was from the 1st through the 10th. So that was a little longer, and it doesn't really matter. You can do that however you choose to. So the next thing I'm going to do is my spending tracker, which this was January's. I do have a little bit of overflow on the next page, but I don't need 2 full pages for that, so I'm going to do it a little differently this time. So let's go ahead, flip this around so I can get this thick washi on here. That looks good, and then I will put my spending tracker label on here. So I don't track cash in my spending tracker. I think I've talked with you guys about this before. I track things that I swipe my debit card for, and I track things that are unbudgeted as well. So I guess if I paid cash for something that was unbudgeted, I would probably go ahead and keep track of that on my spending tracker. So far, that is working well for me. I just don't really see the point in tracking cash. Like, if you pull out $100 and it's for food, and you put it in your food envelope, like, why do I have to track what I spent? As long as it was for food, then it doesn't matter. Now, I guess if you spent your food envelope on gas, then maybe... that is not lined up. Then maybe you would want to track it that way because you're not getting an accurate picture of what you're spending on food. But as long as your food envelope is spent for food, I don't really see the point of tracking the cash. So I don't track cash. If you have a good reason why I should track what my cash spending is, then go ahead and let me know. Maybe you've thought of something that I haven't. I'm not going to put my total on this page because I think I'm going to need a little bit more than just 1 full page. Although maybe not, but I think I'm going to. So I'm just going to put this on the 2nd page. So I've got like 1 full page and then a half. And the reason being, let me go back to January and show you what I did, is... so I had this page as a spending tracker and this page as a spending tracker. Then I used these as my paycheck budgets, but I only actually put 2 in here. So this month I'll have 3. So I want to have room for 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. And then this will be for my March budget. So I think that's totally going to work fine if I do it like this. However, I will mark my lines here, and maybe I was going to see if I had any other of the thin washi to put down, but I don't. so that's fine. So I'll go ahead and draw my lines. I don't really even need to track the method of pay because I don't track my cash spending. So, and I mean, I'm always going to swipe my debit card. I don't use credit cards anymore. So I guess maybe if you use your credit card or you're trying to keep track of which one is debit and which one is credit, then maybe you would need to track that. But for me, I haven't needed to do that. And I also, maybe you would even want to track, you know, if you spent money or if your husband spent the money. However, my husband spends not really very much money because he is at work so much. So he really only spends money the week he's home. So that's not really a super big deal to me. So he does spend money. Please don't think he doesn't spend money. His money is like big ticket items. He doesn't really spend money on small categories, I guess. Let's see, how do I want to do this? I'll go ahead and draw my lines here as well. I don't know if I'll label this or if I'll just leave it. I think it's just kind of a continuation. I think I can totally just leave it like that and it would be fine. Okay, that's done. So let me add a couple of fun stickers in here. I love this little pig, it's so cute. Put the pig down here. And I'm going to use this like that. Let's see. I haven't really found a use for these yet, but that's okay. I think over here I did use these no spends. So let's see, how many no spends did I have in January? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 so far, which I might even not have to spend anything today. Although I do need gas in my car, but we'll see. So I would like to try and surpass my goal of 7 no spends. That would be great. So I'm going to use this little check marks over here. Well, I won't use the check marks. Let's see. Let's use these to annotate what my goals are for this month. Which one of them would be more than 7 no spends. Another one will probably be track all expenses, stay on budget, and then have a budget meeting with my husband because I'm not very good at that. It's not very much fun, but it does need to happen so that we can both be on the same page. And quite frankly, he's the one that makes the money, so he should know where it goes. Yeah. So I think that's it. That's cute. Okay. So we've got that set up. We've got my weekly check-in, my spending tracker. I'll leave this room for my paycheck budgets. Now I'm going to go back to the notes section. This was my sinking funds for January, which you guys know we had some large expenses. We had to pay for the snow machine that we cash flowed. And then we had the whole someone left the garage door open debacle, and that cost almost $1,000. So for February, I am hoping that we can start sinking funds. It just probably won't be until the end of the month. like the last paycheck of the month, we'll probably be able to fund some sinking funds, which isn't ideal, but it's okay. It is what it is. My husband and I need to talk about which sinking funds we want to start with. Some of them are really, I think it's just going to be a really good idea. And we don't need to fund all of our sinking funds all at one time. I think it's totally going to be okay to start small and add more as we go along. But I've just kind of been trying to keep a list of ones that I thought would be helpful. And then, I don't know why I did this again. I need to put the sinking fund sticker after I put the fund on so that if it overlaps, it doesn't matter. But anyways, my husband and I need to sit down and talk about the sinking funds list and see what he thinks. And then, so I guess I could have used that purple one. Let's see. And maybe that goes with the transaction log, which I'm just noticing now that I'm not going to have any washi for that again. Oh well. It's okay. I haven't ordered my March kit yet, so now that I actually kind of have a better grasp on what I am doing and what I need, it should help. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time lining these up today. Do you guys order your kits monthly, or do you just order a couple of months worth of kits at one time? How do you guys do it? I need to try and order, like when I order my March kits, maybe she'll have April kits out so that I can not have to pay so much shipping. I had to do priority shipping for this one because living in Alaska, just stuff takes so long to get here. The first time I ordered from Caffeinated Cait, I used just regular first class and I had to wait so long. So this time I upgraded to priority shipping and I got it pretty quickly. But it's kind of stinky to have to pay for priority shipping. See, I still didn't line that up correctly. All right, let's try this one more time. And if I don't get it this time, oh well. Okay, that is going to be good enough, even if it's not perfect. So let me draw my lines. Do you guys keep your sinking fund money in your regular checking account, or do you have a separate account for that? I'm thinking I'll just keep it in our regular checking account. As long as I keep good records in my budget planner, it shouldn't really matter. At any given time, we should be able to open the book and see where we're at. So that's my goal. I mean, we do have separate accounts for a couple of different reasons, or different things, I guess. But I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to maintain separate accounts and keep track of everything. So ideally, I'd like to just keep it all together if we can. But what do you guys do? Okay, there's my sinking funds. But I'm not going to fill that in until I talk with my husband about what funds we will want to be starting in February. We still have some weird expenses this month that we have to take care of, such as my kids are going on a trip for youth and governance with 4-H, so I have to pay for their airfare. Then they have to have dress clothes, because you know you can't go to the Capitol building in jeans and a t-shirt. So got to get a few things like that and just some stuff like that. So I think that is going to cause us to not be able to start most of our sinking funds until the end of the month. but that's okay. All right, I think that's it. I'm gonna draw my lines here. I like these clear rulers that you can get from Erin Condren. I can't remember if they come in the Life Planner or if they come in the Deluxe Monthly, but anyways, I like them, although I will tell you that they break pretty easily, but they do work nicely. Okay, so let's take a look at February. So I've got my budget page. I've got my monthly setup, which will be used for bill dues and spending trackers. I need to take my key from my January page when January's over with. And then I've got my weekly check-in, my spending tracker, a little bit more room for a spending tracker. I still have room for my paycheck budgets. And then this is for March. And then back in the notes section, I have my sinking funds and my transaction log. I've got a couple other things that I'm tracking, such as debt balances and stuff back here, but that's about it. I think that's everything. I will leave a link to the kit that I used from Caffeinated Cait in the description box. I will also leave a link to an Erin Condren $10 coupon. If you have not ordered from Erin Condren before, you can sign up for an account and a $10 coupon will be emailed to you. So it helps you and it helps me. It gives me a $10 credit so that I can purchase additional Erin Condren products that I can show you guys in future videos. If you like this kind of content, then please do give me a thumbs up. That really does help promote my channel. It helps it show up in suggested videos and whatnot. Also, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell notification if you'd like to be notified of future uploads. As always, thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye, guys.